It's really interesting. So as actors, we always have to make self-tapes for auditions that we can't get to because we're somewhere else in the world. So you sort of get used to directing your own acting a little bit. So I'd taken my experience from that, applied it to the movie. And it initially was kind of weird because we thrive off of the reassurance that we get from directors. When they're like, good job, you're like, God, this feels good. So like, I wasn't really getting that from myself, but it was kind of like, I mean, I had a shorthand with myself, obviously, so there wasn't a lot of discussion. It was like I basically just would say I did 5 takes, I would do it 5 different ways, and then I had things to choose from in the editing part of the process.
Yeah. Did you have like did you rely on an AD or someone else to say like, okay, this is the better, because it's hard to be objective when you're looking at yourself. Did you have somebody that was looking at some of the takes and saying like, lean more towards that one?
No, actually, I just kind of trusted myself in the situation. I mean, my producer was sort of on the monitor more than she would have been if I was behind the monitor. But she kind of just left me to it, and it was great.
Yeah. Well, and just like one more question about the movie, because I admit I haven't seen it yet. I missed it at Tribeca. I'm looking forward to checking it out.
I'll show it to you sometime.
All right. You know, it's set in Inverness, right?
Yeah.
And that's your stomping ground. That's
yes,
your hood.
Where I'm from in Scotland, yeah.
So, since this is sort of a bit of a raw story, it's not all unicorns and rainbows. Have you gotten any kind of reaction from the folks at home as far as like, oh, you really wanted to tell a story about your hometown, and that's the story you want to tell?
Yeah, I was kind of concerned about that. So basically, for those of you that don't know, it's about the suicide rates in the Highlands of Scotland, which are pretty high. And the film was an exploration as to why that might be the case. So it's sort of a very strange, twisted love letter to my hometown with a very dark subject matter. But it's a very real subject matter, and I think that it can only be positive to highlight that, and if it can help some people that are going through a situation like that, then I think that's the best possible outcome.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to checking it out. Yeah. Really applicable to anywhere. Like, not,
it's not specific to Inverness at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, well, let's start with an audience question. Hey there.
Hey, we've got a doctor.
Hey. I was wondering, what was it about, what was it like to move the universe small screen to the MCU big screen?
Oh, sure.
Oh, so from TV to the big screen?
Yeah.
Ooh, you know, it was exciting. There's something so great about television, though, where you get like a much longer time to portray the character and all of the different aspects of the character, and the audience gets really invested because it's just longer and there's more material. So that I kind of miss. I miss working with like my best friends on set all the time. But movies are exciting too. It's just more of a gypsy lifestyle, I guess, because you do the movie and then you travel somewhere else and you do a different movie with a different set of people, and so you're always kind of on the go. But then, you know, you get to watch it in a cinema, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hello. How are you? I gotta get up. Sorry.
Hi.
Sorry. I like the little butt squat.
Hello.
Hi.
So my question for you is about Nebula, and I'm just very interested to know what really drove you to decide that I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No, you're fine.
What drove you to wind up playing this character and all that, and what were your inspirations and influences on building Nebula? Because from the look of it, it seems like you put a lot of commitment to it, especially with shaving your head.
Oh, yes. Well, I love playing Nebula so much. I think she's such an interesting, basically broken character who has very strong defense mechanisms and walls up. So she's trying to look like she doesn't care when all she really wants is a family and her sister. I just love playing her so much. Influences, basically, it all started with an impression of Marilyn Monroe, and that's why she had more of like a dark, deep, you know, voice, slash Clint Eastwood. Because they're basically the same person, right? And then that sort of informed all of the movements, because with that sort of deep, husky voice came a sort of slinkier movement to the body, and then that's where it all came from, really.
Did it require a lot of physical restraint on your part to have, like, because it seems like every movement that she makes is very deliberate and very controlled. Does that require restraint?
Yeah, because I'm so gangly and like, ugh. So yeah, but somehow like when you're in all of the makeup and the costume, it kind of just like happens naturally. It just like naturally restrains all of the, you know, this. And then it just sort of happens. You can just feel it, you know? I mean, yeah, that's how it feels for me anyway.
Cool. Oh, and thank you for your question.
Thanks.
Karen, just a quick comment and a question. You are by far, and I think I speak for a lot of people here in the room, my favorite companion.
Oh, thank you.
And I think I'd be remiss if I don't ask the cliche question with the new season of Doctor Who coming up and Jodie Whittaker taking the lead. Just a very simple comment. What do you think is going to happen? Are you excited like the rest of us?
I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm in the same boat as everyone. No clue. I'm just so happy that there's a female doctor finally. It's about time, I think, that, you know, people, there was like complaints coming into the BBC before she was cast saying like, because there was a rumour it was going to be a woman, and then some people were like complaining about it to the BBC because they didn't think a woman could play the role. And it's just so crazy to me because, like, of course a woman can play that role. I think people probably said that about Star Trek, and then Catherine Janeway came in and, like, you know, knocked out the park. So it's like, of course a woman can play these leading character roles, and I think that Jodie Whittaker is about to prove that to all of us.
Yeah, we're all excited too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, I'm a huge fan, by the way.
Thank you.
I was just wondering what your favorite part was working on Doctor Who. Like, what was your favorite part about working on it?
Favorite part. So many things. Running around the TARDIS is really fun. Pretending that the TARDIS is like landing or something is a really fun physical thing to do because you like have to pretend that it's all shaking and stuff. Probably the best thing though was working with Matt Smith and Arthur Darvill, just because they're two of the funniest men I've ever met in my life, and like every day was just laughter. Alex Kingston came on set and said she saw us all together and it looked like three puppies that just met each other for the first time. And that is accurate.
Thank you. Well, and since then, I mean, did you find that as an actor it was really instrumental to like kind of shaping what you could do? Because you play drama, there was comedy, you were obviously doing a lot of the sci-fi stuff, all of these things that you have gone on to do even more of on the small screen and big screen. Was it really instrumental for you as an actor, like shaping your craft?
Oh, completely. The great thing about Doctor Who is that it's all the genres. You know, you've got like a heartbreaking episode, and then you've got a funny episode, and then a scary episode. So it was just this perfect training ground as an actor for all of the things that all of us have gone on to do since the show. And I think that we all learned a great deal from it.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
6 years ago I started watching Doctor Who and I fell in love with your character from day one.
Thank you.
Ever since I've been dying to meet you, so this is extremely exciting.
Oh, thanks.
I have a question that I also asked Matt Smith and Alex Kingston, and I was wondering...
Oh, what's happening?
All right, then cut your mic. It's going to be a juicy question.
What was your reaction? Like, how
You just shout it, we'll repeat it.
how was it finding out about the relationship with River and Amy and Rory?
Okay, so for all those that didn't hear her, how was it finding out about the relationship between River, Rory, and Amy?
That was a twist. Didn't see that one coming at all. I think that, so Alex Kingston knew the whole time, which is infuriating because she didn't tell us. So it was her and Stephen Moffat just like conspiring with each other. And then I think we were filming the episode in Utah, in Monument Valley. And then we were trying to get Alex drunk to get information out of her. And then Arthur, I think, worked it out then. And I was still completely clueless. And I didn't know until I read the script for the episode. And then I was extremely shocked and blindsided.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, Karen.
Hello.
Okay, so I'm going to try and combine two of my favorite things here. I don't know if you're a Harry Potter fan.
I don't mind a bit of Harry Potter.
Okay.
It's a very diplomatic answer.
So if you could sort yourself and the three best characters, in your opinion, that you played into Hogwarts houses, what would they be and why?
This is like a doctoral thesis of a question. This is like multi-layered.
Literally, when I said I don't mind a bit of Harry Potter, I was like, please don't ask me to name the like Gryffindor and the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a hard question.
What are they? What are they?
You got-
Yeah, okay, so basically Gryffindor is the house of the brave.
Right.
Ravenclaw is for the witty and the smart. Hufflepuff is loyal and friendly, and Slytherin...
Hufflepuff? I thought that was half human, half wizard. Wait, what's that?
You're gonna need some help. They're gonna turn on you in a second, Karen. I don't want to be here when that happens. That's a muggle. You're thinking a muggle that has no magic.
That was a test you all passed.
Half breed is half wizard, half human.
Oh.
And then there's Slytherin, which is the
They're
cool house.
ambitious and cunning.
Slytherin. Okay, so which characters was it? The people in Doctor Who?
So yourself and three of your favorite characters that you played.
That I played?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ruby Roundhouse from Jumanji is going into the brave one, which was
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. That's right. And then Nebula is going into Slytherin.
Yeah, okay, good. You're doing great so far.
And Amy Bond is going right into Hufflepuff.
And it's canon now, okay? I got it.
What about you, yourself?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
What? Hufflepuff? I've been put into Hufflepuff by someone in the audience, so I'm accepting it.
Yes. It's like sound judgment, yeah. It's like, yeah, okay. Well, that's a tough one.
Yeah, well, hey, it was a crash course.
Hi, I'm Karen.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
First of all, I'd like to say that you look amazing.
Oh, thanks.
And I'd like to thank you for coming to Toronto again. It's been too long since the last time.
I know, too long.
And the last time when you came, I don't know if you remember, I asked you to sing your Wee Gallic song, which you did for me. And now you start worrying.
I'm really worried.
Yeah.
Me too. The Harry Potter one was worrying.
I don't know if you remember, but back in Cleveland in 2016, you did Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in your own particular style. Do you remember that?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
It's on YouTube.
So there's a question coming.
So the question is, could you do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in your own style?
So I'm gonna jump in here, and after that Harry Potter question, you might need a breather. so let's not ask Karen to, like, you know, sing or perform or anything on stage, because that's
Wait,
kind of.
shall I do like a couple of lines?
Oh, okay, sure.
I feel I owe it to the audience because they're like, what is happening?
I don't think anyone's particularly heard this. No,
Okay, I just want to say before I do this that, like, this is weird. And it's not something that I do that regularly, so, like, don't think that I'm at my house, like, alone doing this. Okay.
This panel has gotten so weird. I didn't expect that from Toronto. Hi. I'm really hoping you have a easy question.
I would just like to say for a moment that this is a dream seeing you right now. So thank you. And my question to you is that if you could be any fictional character, who would you be?
Any fictional character of all the fictional fictional characters.
It's a lot to choose from.
Oh, I don't even know where to begin. Wonder Woman's cool.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if that's going to work with a gangly Scottish girl. Oh, I could be Highlander. That's what I do.
That's pretty cool.
I play Highlander and have like a Spanish actor play the other character.
Well, yeah, you have a Scottish actor play the Spanish character.
Well, like I would put it right in this movie.
Okay.
And the Scottish person will play the Scottish person, and the Spanish person will play the Spanish person.
This is topsy-turvy.
Yeah, because it was weird in the former movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little
Like
bit.
it was a French guy playing Highlander.
Yeah, he was Lambert was. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Sean Connery was playing the Spanish character.
Right.
So we need to fix that.
All right. There's your answer. Hi.
Hi, Karen. It's nice to meet you for the first time. I just want to ask, between the original Jumanji and the Jumanji that you're in with The Rock and Kevin Hart and Jack Black, do you have a favorite part of all the cast members in there that you liked in that movie when you were acting in it?
Oh yeah, Jumanji was so much fun to make. I mean, I was working with three of the funniest men, I think, in the movie industry, so I mean, I was just like, this is so funny. Kevin Hart is just brilliant, and you know, he's a stand-up comedian, so he's everything that you'd expect, like constant jokes. Probably working with Jack Black was a highlight. Him teaching me how to flirt was something never anticipated for my life. But he was, you know, surprisingly accurate at playing a 16-year-old hot girl. So that was a highlight for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hello.
Hi, cool costume.
Thank you. Congrats on the party just beginning.
Thank you.
I was wondering if you had any piece of advice for someone who's looking to pursue a career in like directing and writing and acting, based on what you learned while making that film.
First of all, do it. We need more female directors. The percentage is really low, and so I think we would, you know, welcome you into this industry with open arms. And I would say, like, if you want to move into filmmaking, just make films, like, even if it's just on your iPhone, in any way that you can, like, because the more you do it, the better you're going to get. And also now, because the internet is available. I'm talking like I'm 90 these days. But you know, you have a platform to share your movie making with people. So I think you can be a bit more self-generating. So I would just say, like, get out there and do it in any way that you can, and it's just going to sort of fall into place if you keep working hard like that.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you. What was some of the most challenging aspects for you directing the movie? Like, was it the actual directing? Was it working on sort of the business side of things, which is a whole other, you know, sticky wicket, I guess? Like, what was the most challenging part for you?
I mean, it's a really intense job, to be honest, because you don't really switch off. Like, you know, I've worked in movies for years, and as an actor, you sort of turn up, you do your part, and then you can kind of leave it at work and go home, and then everything's organized for the next day. But as a director, you're kind of, you know, everybody's looking to you for an answer, like this one or this one, red or blue. And that's fine, because it's fun to make those decisions, but it's just this sense of responsibility, and, you know, you have to kind of think about it the night before for the next day and plan in advance. And so your head is just all over so many things. It's like the ultimate form of multitasking.
Yeah. Did you find that, like, when you're doing that kind of task and you're doing multiple jobs, are you the kind of person that when you get tired, did it take like a physical toll on you as well, and like just, you know, beat your butt a little bit?
Yeah, but I think that I have a lot of energy, so I think I would have been all right, but I'd come off of like 4 films in a row before that, or something like that. Three films in a row. And so I was already beaten down, and then I went, like, the party's just beginning overlapped with the end of filming Jumanji, and so by that point I was like, I have nothing more to give. So that was challenging, but somehow you just find a way to get through it, and then I went on to Avengers after that, but I was able to rest a little bit because I had some downtime.
Nice. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, you look amazing. Ursula.
Yes. How long was the makeup process for Nebula? How did you feel being Nebula for the first time?
The makeup process has actually gotten down in time a lot. They can do it in under 2 hours now, which is very exciting. On the first movie it was 5 hours, just for some context. But still, you know, it's half an hour to get into the costume with the help of another person, and they have to wrap my hair under a bald cap. So all in all, it's about 4 hours for everything to be completely camera ready. How does it feel? It feels really weird and cool. I mean, I've been playing her for so long now that I forget that I'm in the makeup sometimes. And then, like, a child will come to set and look really scared, and I'm like, what? What's wrong with this child? And then I realize it's because I look like that, you know?
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. I'm really nervous. Okay, so first of all, I love you. I think you're an amazing actress.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so you've been in some project with Jennifer Morrison.
Yeah.
So, like, and I'm still waiting for all creatures here below to release.
Oh, yes.
So,
I don't know what's going on with that. Hopefully
Me
soon.
neither. I've been waiting for it for like a long time. So, like, I just wanted to know how is she, how is she as a director? Because she directed you on Warning Labels. I'm never like a huge fan of her. And you two are friends, and like,
Yeah.
So, like, how did you meet?
She's coming here, actually.
Yeah, I know. I think she's flying. I actually came from Brazil just to see her tomorrow. So.
You came from Brazil?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just to see her. Like,
That's amazing.
yeah, I'm like,
That is a long journey.
Yeah.
So working with Jennifer, so Jennifer is a good friend of mine. I love her. I think that she's one of the most inspiring people in my life, actually. She works more than anyone I've ever met. Being directed by her as an actor was a dream come true because she understands acting so well. She's been working in this industry since she was a child, so she just knows it inside out. She knows exactly what to say to actors. She knows when you're not feeling totally comfortable. She knows how to get the best out of you. And also, on top of that, she has a really bold visual style, and she's all over the technical side, and so that's the dream situation, I would say.
And you two met in The List, right?
Yes, we did a movie called The List, which is a romantic comedy.
Yeah. You were amazing at that. I just wanted to
Thanks. Thank you very much. Yeah, we met on that movie, and and then we were just friends ever since.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
You look amazing, by the way. I must say.
How are you at talking to actors and kind of giving them the nudges, and especially like Lee Pace, okay? You know, like working with him. You've acted alongside him, and now you're the boss, you're directing. How are you at kind of giving those nudges?
I think I'm pretty good at that just because I understand where actors are coming from. So I like to just cast the right people and let them do their jobs. I think if you cast people who are good at their jobs, or hire anyone that's good at their jobs, you should let them do their job. And then just come in with small suggestions. I don't want to be too prescriptive with things. I would never give a line read. I would never tell them how to do it. I would maybe suggest something emotional that they can then interpret in whichever way that they want. So there's a lot of freedom, which I think is a nice collaboration.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So, has any projects that you've ever worked on, either directing or acting, have any projects ever impacted on your life? Like.
Oh, good question. I think all of them have probably impacted my life somehow. I think Doctor Who probably had the biggest impact because I was barely working before that. I was on a sketch show in the UK, but I wasn't a known actor by any means. And then I suddenly got this job, and in the UK it's mental. I mean, you get this job, and then you're like on the front page of newspapers, and there's journalists outside your house, and you're like, what happened? Did I just win like one of those TV talent show things, like the X Factor or something? It's just this crazy experience where your whole life is turned upside down in the best possible way.
Yeah. And it's been, I think this September is 6 years since Angels Take Manhattan.
What? Where is my life? What happened? I keep having these weird dreams recently where I'm like, oh, I thought I was 30 for a second, but no, I'm 20. Oh no, I am 30. It's really strange.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, like, does it feel surreal that like that much time has passed and now so much has happened in between?
Yeah, it's like, I don't understand what's happening. Like, I never thought I'd get to this age. I mean, I'm talking as if I'm 90 again. It's just really weird. Maybe because it's been a bit of a whirlwind, and I haven't really like taken much time to sort of sit with it all.
Yeah.
So I think like I should go on holiday, is what I'm taking from this.
I think you've earned one, yeah.
Thanks.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
So I was just wondering, if you look at the work, the incredible work that the Russo brothers did, directing Infinity War, do you ever see yourself doing a project, a huge MCU project of that scale, superhero movie? And I'm wondering how different that is from directing a movie like the film that you just directed, and why or why not you would choose to direct a film like that.
Yeah.
I would love to direct a superhero movie. Definitely want to do that at some point. So check that out when it happens. Yeah, I think that there are differences in terms of just like budget. I mean, my movie had sort of no money really. I mean, very small amount of money, so you had to make it really quickly in 18 days. When a superhero movie can take like 5 months to shoot. And so there's a lot of differences with the money constraints, but I think like ultimately the job is probably the same when it comes down to the fundamental, what the job actually is when you're doing it. It's just you have a lot more toys to play with in the superhero movies, which I am very much looking forward to.
Yeah.
Be fun, get some cool crane shots in there, couldn't have those in my movie.
Thank you. It's a good question. Hi.
Hi, it's an honor to meet you, Karen.
You too.
I had a question. When you first started the Guardians movie and you got your role as Nebula, she was like a villain, and then her character arc sort of changed and she became a good guy.
Yeah.
Did you know when you first filmed the first Guardians movie about this character arc and how your character was going to shape out to be?
No, I didn't. I thought when I signed on to the first Guardians that I was going to shoot for 8 days and then die. That's what it was in the script. So the fact that all of this has happened with the character is really surprising, but not, because when I did the screen test for Nebula, it was quite an emotional scene between her and Gamora, which never made it. It was a fake scene, so it wasn't in the movie. And well, it wasn't an emotional scene, but I started crying during it. And then, like, James Gunn really responded to that, I remember, and then we felt that we'd found this whole other aspect of a character that could have just been kind of like bad, you know? And then I think, you know, that was maybe an issue because they're like, why is the villain crying? But it's funny because that's kind of where she ended up a little bit. And so I think that was always there within the character, it just hadn't been tapped into yet, and then eventually she found her way there. So kind of knew that she had, you know, the opportunity to go there. I didn't think that she would, but the fact that she did made me really happy as an actor.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Hello.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
So I just want to ask, of all the different genres you've been into, drama, sci-fi, horror, comedy, what character or role specifically maybe got attached with you the most?
Ooh. Okay, I'm saying it's Amy Bond from Doctor Who. Because I played her for the longest, you know. When you're doing a TV show, you have like way longer with the character. And so that was nice. And I don't know, it was just like we would shoot for 9 months of the year. Every day, like, well, not every day, like, like 6 days a week, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 5 days a week, but that's like kind of a long time, you know, and it was like the 3 of us on set, so we just started to be acting on camera more than living our real lives, I think, and so it just became like, I don't know, like the character was part of me and I was part of the character or something. It was really interesting to play someone that much, and so we bled into each other, I would say.
And thanks so much for coming back to Toronto.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Thank you. And guys, I'm getting the time cue, so we only have time for like 2 more questions, okay? But they're gonna be good ones. Hi.
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 I was just curious if you creating your own movie and working through that process changed your perspective or your thoughts on your own acting or your own process before that and in the future.
I think so. I mean, for sure, I think I'm really easy to work with for directors, more so now because I understand how important it is that you respect and support the director's overall vision for the project. I think that's how you get something really great, and if everybody's supporting the director in that, then that's really helpful. I think when there's like sort of friction and you want something that the director doesn't, which happens, I feel like I can more easily support them now. So easier going, and I would say I've learned a lot about my acting in terms of just giving myself a fun run where I get to do whatever I want. So now that's what I do on everything. Like I'll do what everyone wants, and then I'll be like, okay, one for me, and I just don't know what's going to come out. Sometimes it's none of the lines.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice question. You guys have been doing really great questions today. It started out weird, and then we hit this like stride. Yeah. Hi.
Hi again. I met you 2 years ago.
Hello again.
Probably don't remember me.
Well, you're kind of a silhouette right now, but I think if I could see your face.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, hello.
There you are. So what's your question?
Oh, okay. The question I had for you was, you as in Jumanji, like you as Karen, who would you want, like if you had any famous person to play you, like as yourself, like, you know, who would you want to be?
So I get to choose an actor to play me?
Well, let's say like, I'm Natalie, so let's say I'd want like, Selena Gomez to play me.
Selena Gomez?
I don't know.
So when you're in like Karen's life story, like who would play?
Ah, okay.
Karen.
Is it too tough for you? I don't know.
I mean, you could direct yourself in your own life story, I guess.
I feel like that's full narcissistic. I'm doing my own biopic and I'm playing
Yeah. And it's going to be the best movie.
The Karen Gillan story.
Yeah.
Highlands of Scotland.
I don't know.
No, I wouldn't choose myself actually. I didn't make the cut.
Someone else.
Who are other redheads? Well, that's Felicia Day.
That'd be good.
She's a real Comic Con favorite.
You could get The Rock to play.
Or that. There we go. That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Oh.
Yes?
What was it like kissing Dwayne Johnson?
That's funny. I think he'd just been voted sexiest man alive in a People magazine, and I was like, my job is to kiss the sexiest man alive. Someone's got to do it.
You have to suffer for your work. All right. Hey, thank you. Toronto, we have reached the end of this panel. However, the fun does not stop. Karen is here today and tomorrow. You should go say hi to her and get photos, autographs, all that good stuff. Toronto, you're awesome. Let's get it up. Let's go.
Thank you for watching the Convention Junkies coverage of Fan Expo Canada 2018. Join the conversation below with a comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe to see more. If you would like to help us with future projects, please visit our Patreon page.